Welcome to the IDS EMS UCapit hardware setup and training. This video will help guide you through the IDS delivery installation setup and training form that must be completed and signed by the customer. This machine is called the CAP 5000 for EMS or Tech 5000 for Tech, depending on the products that it has in it. This machine is referred to as an industrial vending machine. Never mention snack or candy machine. Do not refer to helixes or other parts using candy or snack as size references. A coil is small, not candy, or large, not snack. This is an online inventory management and control system. Explain that software and the online operations will be covered separately and are not a part of your training. You have a 2-hour window for installation, so be on time. Total training time may vary based on the customer's needs. Dress professionally. Act like a professional and expert, even if you are unsure. If you are unsure about something, advise that you will need to verify that with the support team. Do not wear shorts, t-shirt, or flip-flops. Do not bring anyone with you, such as a wife, child, girlfriend, or dog, without approval. Do not say, "I've never seen one of these before," or "I've never worked on one of these before." Do not refer to the machine as a snack, candy, or pop machine. This is an industrial vending machine for EMS and IT products. When scheduling or confirming with the client, it may be helpful to ask if there are any safety requirements. If you have any questions, call VendNet from the location 800-833-4411 or see work order for other contact information. Vendivation software support can be reached at 425-453-3264. Be sure to have the following tools ready when setting up your machine: a box cutter or blade to cut open the packaging, a pry bar, a crowbar, or large screwdriver and hammer to separate the shipping skids from the machine, a bubble level for leveling the machine, a 1/3/8 inch or adjustable open end wrench, and a screwdriver with a Phillips head. Before signing for your machine, be sure to inspect it for any damage that may have occurred during transit. Examine the exterior packaging for visible signs of damage. Unwrap or request that the packaging be removed from the machine to examine all sides to confirm no hidden damage is evident. If any damage is visible, do not sign for the machine. Instead, call our shipping department at 800-247-1787. Do not allow the truck driver to rush you through the inspection of your equipment. The factory will not accept responsibility for any hidden damage. If no damage has been found, you can sign for the machine with the carrier. Repeat the same process with the locker if applicable. Follow these steps to remove the shipping skids. Use a Phillips head screwdriver or powered screwdriver to remove the screws on both crossboards and lift the boards out. Then remove the screws on the side to take out the 2 lifting blocks. If the crossbar is still wedged underneath, removing the final pieces of wood will dislodge it. To split the wood from the legs, drive a screwdriver or crowbar in the slit in the wood. Use the hammer to knock away the wood from the legs. Discard the wood skids when removed. Leveling the machine is an important step. A level machine allows the door to operate and close properly, as well as other items within the machine to move correctly. Properly leveling the door and the cabinet is essential to a well-working machine. The door will lock easily, and the cabinet will seal correctly with the door and the baffle to provide security. Using a level, place it on top of the machine. Do not put the bubble level on the door, but instead make sure it is on the cabinet. Using a 1/3/8 open end wrench, adjust the cabinet legs until the machine is level from side to side and front to back. Repeat the same process with the locker. Here's the machine display. These two openings right here can be used for card readers. In the middle here is the keypad. Down here is the delivery bin door. Inside the door on the upper left, you can find the machine serial number. Here's the view from inside the machine of the opening that can be used for card readers held on by 4 11/32 nuts. The keypad and the top opening are held in by 4 nuts as well. To access the control board cover, lift the cover off. Here's the power cord that goes into the control board, the display, the motor harness connection, the door switch, the I-vent sensor, and the keypad. Here is the internet connection going into the control board. Finally, here below the red light is the service mode button. There are also openings for other accessory items. Up here is the door switch. Down near the delivery bin is the I-vent sensor system. Here's the infrared light emitter board that senses when a product passes into the delivery bin. The red light goes off when an item passes through. Open the connection box in the back of the machine by loosening 4 screws with a Phillips screwdriver. Then lift off the cover and place it on the side so you do not lose it. Take out the power cord and plug it into the wall. Make sure the red light is solid. Then take the Ethernet cord provided by the customer and plug it into the wall jack. Take the other end and plug it into the back of the machine here. Then route the cords under the cover so they emerge from the openings provided. After the covering is in place, tighten the 4 screws. Find the key taped to the delivery box. It will have yellow tape on it with the word key on it. Remove it from the plastic packaging. Unlock the door. The power switch is inside the machine. Power on by flipping the switch. You will need to remove the plastic tray inserts. Simply lift up on the tray and remove the white plastic insert like so. When removing a tray, make sure the machine is powered off. Then disengage the tray harness. Then lift up on the tray and push the tabs up so the tray can slide out. Make sure you grab the tray securely on both sides when lifting out. When placing the tray back in the machine, make sure the wheels are in line with the rails. After the tray is in the machine, lift up on the tray and push the tabs back down, securing the tray in place. Then plug the tray harness back in. To move your tray up or down, first remove the 2 screws here on the rail using a Phillips screwdriver or drill. Then unhook the rail from the back and move to the desired spot. Make sure the front and back are moved the same number of notches so the tray will remain level. Once the rail has been moved to the new location, you can tighten the screws back into place. To move the rail on the right side, start by taking out these 2 screws in the front. Then remove the rail by unhooking the latch in the back. Move the rail the same amount the left one was moved, and then secure the rail into its new position. First, lift up on the tabs on the end of the black motor cover on the tray and slide it across the tray before lifting it off like this. First, lift up on the tabs on the end of the black motor cover on the tray and slide it across the tray before lifting it off like this. Lift the motor up and pull the coupler and coil out. Rotate the coil to the new desired position. Coil positioning is listed as a clock position. Standard is 6 o'clock. In this example, we moved it to the 12 o'clock position. Connect the coupler back onto the motor. Make sure the fins on the coupler are placed in the slots in the back of the tray. To remove the coupler from the coil, push it in and twist it so that it can slide out through the openings. To connect the coil and coupler, place the coupler fins between the last two coil strands and snap the coupler in the coil like so. Now reconnect the coupler to the motor. When replacing the motor, make sure the wires are connected to the new motor correctly. Unhook the motor from the coupler and disconnect the wires from the motor with a set of pliers. Then slide the motor off the tray. Place the new motor in the tray and attach the wires where they belong. The motor-specific wire, in this case blue, goes just beneath the red and white common wire. Connect the coupler back onto the motor. Remove the wires from the single motors with a pair of pliers. Then unhook the motors from the couplers and replace them with the dual motor. The common red and white wire goes on the side connection here. The motor-specific wire goes onto the green board connection. When you are finished, slide the motor cover back on and snap into place. Make sure you have the planogram on hand to refer to so you load product into the correct spots. To begin loading, lift the tray up and fold down. Place the product securely between the coils. If there are any products that do not fit in their given selection, please make adjustments to accommodate. All adjustments must be noted on the install sheet. If no adjustments can be made and new parts are needed, please document on the install sheet and contact VendNet at 800-833-4411. The service mode button can be found inside the machine on the upper right portion of the control board. After pressing the service mode button, you will see restock options on the display. When scrolling through the service mode options, the star button is scroll left and the pound button is scroll right. 0 is enter and 8 is back up. On the first set of options in service mode, you can select from hardware, configuration, Vendivation, and restock options. Pressing service mode, you will see restock options. After scrolling to the hardware option by pressing star, press 0 and you can see the current motor count. Always do a motor count when you receive the machine and after making any changes to the configuration. Press 0 to perform the motor count. The machine will count how many active motor signals it has received. In this menu, you can scroll using the pound key to test vend. Pressing 0 will get you into the test vend options. Here you can select to test vend a single motor, a range of motors, or all motors. For example, when selecting range, you will be asked what range of motors you would like to test. Follow the prompts on the display. Hit 0 after entering each motor. Then the machine will test the motors. You will see the text spinning on the display. Here is a single test vend on selections 131 and 140. To lock the machine, close the door and twist the handle to tighten it. Then, when the handle is vertical, push the handle into the door to secure the machine. Here's how to connect the host machine to a locker. The locker keys and serial number can be found on the back of the machine. Loosen the screws here to access the power cord and harnesses to connect to other machines. This harness is to connect to the host machine, and this other one is for an additional machine if necessary. Make sure to notice where to find part numbers. Part numbers are generally after the word FON and start with a 4 or 1. The letter refers to the revision of the harness. Use the key to unlock the machine and remove the thin middle cover. Press the button inside the small hole to open the locker door. Inside the machine, you'll find a package containing the service manual, number kit, and connection harness from satellite locker to host machine. In some cases, the harness may already be connected to the host machine. Check the connection box on the back of the host machine to find out. This side of the harness will go to the host machine, and this side will go to the locker. Connect the harnesses like this. Place the cover back on by installing the screws and making sure the cords run out of the machine through the openings. If the locker is shipping with the machine, a harness will already be pre-run from the back of the extension box here. But if it is not pre-run or the locker is coming later, then you will need to complete the step. Connect the harnesses to the board on the host machine by removing the silver plate on the bottom rear of the host machine. You will need to remove the screws to gain access behind the silver plate. Run the harness through the opening. Place the harness in this clip and screw in the harness clip to the back of the machine. Find the harness you put in through the back of the machine on the other side. Place the harness in the holder on the side wall here before running it up to the board. Be sure to power off the machine before changing or connecting any connections on the control boards or removing the cover. Then take off the control board cover. Remove these connectors from the control board and match them with the same colored harnesses you brought in from the locker. Then attach the correct harness to the host machine control board. Make sure harnesses are not hanging on the floor. Place the cover on in the back of the machine and on the control board. Next, perform a motor count. Power the machine on and go into service mode. When navigating service mode, pound and star will move you through the screen options left and right. 0 is enter and 8 is back up. Press pound to go to hardware, then press 0. The current motor count will be displayed. Then press 0 to count the motors. You should see the locker motors have been added. If the lockers are being added to an already existing host machine, you will need to reconfigure the lockers. Find configuration settings by going into service mode and pressing pound twice. Press 0 to select configuration. Machine 1 is the host machine and machine 2 is the lockers. Press 0 to go into machine 2. Set the motor range from 210 to 269. Motor rows should be 7 to 12. Change motor mode to locker. The drop sensor should be set to none. To test vend each locker door, go into hardware. Press pound to get to test vend. Press 0. Then press pound to go over to test vend range. Locker motor range is 210 to 269. At this point, it will spin motors for each individual locker one at a time. When navigating service mode, pound and star will move you through the screen options left and right. 0 is enter and 8 is back up. The service mode menu contains hardware, configuration, vendivation, and restock options. In restock options, you will find restock to pick list, restock to par, upload inventory, stock locker, and reclaim locker. Inside hardware, you will find motor count, test vend, expansion port definitions, test relays, test door, test electronic door, test card reader, test vibration sensor, test optical sensors, test network, DMC settings, elevator diagnostics, locker board type, open all locker doors, and test pre-authorized server. In configuration, you can navigate between machine 1, which is the host machine, machine 2, USD 1, USD 2, USD 3, can bottle depths, health safety settings, vibration sensitivity, shutdown mode, energy saving mode, dual motor settings, and menu password disabled. When you go inside machine 1, machine 2, USD 1, USD 2, and USD 3, you will have these same options. The motor range, motor rows, motor mode. The coil machine should be set to standard. Locker machine should be set to locker. Other options in this menu include drop sensor, auto reinstatement, temperature, the temperature target, manual defrost, zone divider location, and health safety state. Machine 1 is generally the host machine with motors 110 to 169 and the motor rows 1 to 6. Auto reinstatement is disabled. Optic 1 is your iVend. In the vendivation menu, you can scroll through to find the machine serial number. Vendivation uses this number when looking up your machine. You will also find the set MAC address, real-time clock, daylight savings, pin entry, local IP settings. If setting your own machine, they are defaulted to DHCP, router IP settings, web IP settings, which are specific to the server the machine needs to communicate to, in this case, vendivation, the WiGuard reader type, RFID settings, force check-in, call-in code, and locker quantity prompt after close. For further details of the service mode options, contact Vendivation. While other platforms are similar, this one is particular to Tool. To install the cellular modem, use a screwdriver to pop open the hole in the top of the machine. Note that if the modem is pre-installed, only the antenna needs to be attached as it is pre-set up. Place the antenna on the top of the machine and run the wire down into the machine through the hole. Then connect the wire to the modem and place it on the wall inside the machine. Take the cover off the control board. Now you will need to move these small black jumpers over to the right one spot. Here they are before they are moved. Here they are after being moved. Then connect the modem to the control board here, just below the service mode button. Turn the machine on and place the control board cover back in place. Then press the service mode button to begin setting up the software for the cellular modem. On the display menu, scroll to Hardware using the pound or star key. Then press 0. Scroll to Expansion Port Definitions. Press 0 again. Scroll to Port F J16 Solenoid Locker. Press 0 to see Cellular Modem. Then press 8 3 times to back out. After the display shows Connection Up, press star to see the signal strength. Signal strength needs to be between -70 and -90 to function properly. If you are working on a refrigeration machine, you will need to install the back screen protector. Open the back screen protector from the package. Then remove the screws inside and screw the back screen protector on. For indoor use, the vanes should direct the air exhaust upward, and for outdoor use, downward. Note it is important to clean the air intake screen underneath the machine weekly for optimal system performance and longevity. When replacing the air filter, be sure to keep the clips from the old filter and place on the new filter in the same spot. Be sure the air is flowing in the correct direction through the filter. Make sure your replacement is the same style air filter and do not use a HEPA air filter as it will restrict the airflow. The customer is responsible for refrigeration maintenance. Before leaving the site, make sure all the customer's questions have been answered. If they have additional questions, please contact us or have the customer contact us here. Be sure to have the customer sign the install sheet stating all is completed. Be sure to remove any packaging or garbage from the site for the customer as well.